Hello everyone, welcome to Everyday Essential series of Shantha Lakshmi IAS Academy, where we are going to discuss the essential topics from the Hindu as well as the Indian Express. So today, as part of this series, let us discuss the topics from 12th June 2025, where we are going to discuss about this INCOIS organization and then the Gangotri National Park, followed by High Seas Treaty, and then Eurasian Otter and France country as part of the MAPE country series. So starting with our first topic, that is INCOIS. So why we are discussing about this INCOIS? So we already know that this Singaporean ship called MV-1-503 while sailing from Colombo to Mumbai, it caught fire on the coast of Kerala between this Bepur and the Aikal ports. So, regarding this accident, a warning was issued by this organization, INCOIS organization. What is the warning? That the fallen containers of the ship may drift towards the coastal stretch between the Kozhikode and Thrissur in Kerala, and also the parts of the South Tamil Nadu to Sri Lanka in the next couple of days. The fallen particles, the fallen containers of the ship may drift towards these areas. This was the warning issued by the INCOIS. So we'll see what is this INCOIS. So this INCOIS is an autonomous body. Autonomous body established in February 1999 under the unit of the Earth System Science Organization under the Ministry of the Earth Sciences. And what is this INCOI stands for? It is the Indian National Center for Ocean Information Services. And what is the mandate? What is the purpose of this inquiry? It provides the best possible ocean information and the advisory services to all the stakeholders. To all the stakeholders means including common people, the policy makers and the researchers and the academic institutions. It provides the best possible ocean information and the advisory services. And this regarding the global or the international involvement of this inquiries, it is the permanent member of the International Oceanographic Commission of the UNESCO. It is also the founding member of the Indian Ocean Global Ocean Observing System, IGOS, and also Partnership for Observing the Oceans, POGO. This INCOIS is the permanent member of the International Oceanographic Commission of the UNESCO and the founding member of these two organizations, this IGOS and the POGO. And the INCOIS is also the member of the Global Ocean Data Assimilation Experiment, GODE, Ocean View Science Team GHOST, and the Patrons Group. So these are the international organizations or the international initiatives where this INCOIS has been involved. And what services do these INCOIS provide? It gives ecosystem services. These three come under the ecosystem services. And also the multi-hazard services. So under the ecosystem services, what services this INCOIS will provide? It will give information related to the aggregation of fishes in the ocean. That is the potential fishing zone advisories. It provides the potential fishing zone advisories. And the second one is the chloral bleaching alert system, where it assesses the thermal stress accumulated in the coral environs using the satellite derived sea surface temperature. And the third one is the algal bloom information services. It detects and monitors the blooms in the Indian Ocean. So these are the three ecosystem services which are provided by the INCOIS. It also provides multi-hazard services. Those are the early warning system for tsunami and the storm surges. This was established in the year 2007. Under this, it provides round-the-clock services to the coastal population. Coastal population, the national and the state disaster management agencies. It provides early warning system to the regarding the tsunami and the storm surges to population, national and the state disaster management agencies. And the other one under the multi-hazard services is the ocean state forecast, which provides the information on winds, waves, ocean currents, and the water temperature, etc. at every 3 to 6 hours on a daily basis for the next 5 days. And the next one is the high wave alerts. It provides alerts and warnings are provided during the extreme situations in the ocean. It provides the high wave alert services also. And the next one is the SARAT, that is Search and Rescue Aided Tool. It is developed mainly to find out the most probable search area. Most probable search area for finding a types or any missing objects at the sea. The next one is the online oil spill advisory services. It predicts the trajectory of this oil spill during any event of oil spill in the ocean. The next one is the small vessel advisory services. It enhances the safety of a fisherman of the sea by providing boat specific information. Board specific information to help the fishermen in avoiding the regions that cause capsizing of the boats. And the next one is the marine heat wave advisory. It also provides the information related to marine heat wave advisory on a daily basis, which comprise the parameters regarding the intensity of the marine heat wave and the marine heat wave categories. And these advisories can be helpful for understanding the marine habitat and the frequency and the intensity of the disaster events. Disaster events for Indian Rim country and the research communities. So, this inquiries will provide two types of services, ecosystem services and the multi-hazard services. So, based on these services only, the inquiries has now warned the regarding the accident or the fire caused by the Singaporean ship. Now moving to our second topic, that is Gangotri National Park. So why we are discussing this Gangotri National Park? See, under the Prasad scheme, this Prasad scheme, a solid waste incinerator was established at the Gangotri National Park for the solid waste management in the Uttarakashi district of Uttarakhand. But this has caused public and the environmental activists rage because this solid waste incinerator is an extremely polluting unit and it is placed in the red category according to the Central Pollution Control Boards. So that's why placing this red category equipment, the polluting equipment in this Gangotri National Park, which is situated inside the Bhagirathi eco-sensitive zone, has caused the public outrage in the Uttarakashi district of Uttarakhand state. So this Gangotri National Park is located in the Uttarakashi district of Uttarakhand, and here in this Gangotri National Park only, this Gomukh glacier, which is the origin of this Ganga river. Ganga river is situated inside this Gangotri National Park, and the Bhagirathi river also flows through this Gangotri National Park. This park, northeastern part, is a international boundary of Indo-China, that is Indo-Tibet. This Gangotri National Park hosts many peaks. Those are the Chaukhamba 1, Chaukhamba 2, and Chaukhamba 3. Also, Satopant and the Kedarnath main also. Coming to the vegetation, this park hosts Western Himalayan subalpine coniferous forest in these low highlands and the Western Himalayan alpine shrub and the meadows in the high island areas. And coming to the fauna, the species, It is home to the snow leopard, Asian black bear, brown bear, and the musk bear also. Now coming to a third topic, that is high seas treaty. Why we are discussing this? We know that we have discussed in our previous everyday essential series also. There is this third UN ocean conference is going on in the Nice, France, and India is also attending that session. In that session, the India said that it is unlikely to ratify the biodiversity beyond national jurisdiction agreement. This high seas treaty is also known as the biodiversity beyond national jurisdiction agreement. So why India is unlikely to ratify this agreement? Because to ratify this agreement, there has to be some changes. Some changes in our Indian Biological Diversity Act 2002. So after amending this Indian Biological Diversity Act, India is going to ratify this BBNJ High Seas Treaty. Now, as of now, India is not going to ratify this, but India has signed this treaty. The ratification of this treaty is pending. Now we'll see what is this High Seas Treaty means. So before going into this, what is this treaty? First of all, let us know what are these high seas. What do you mean by high seas? High seas means the areas outside the national jurisdiction of any country. These seas do not enjoy the national jurisdiction of any country. Generally, the national jurisdiction extend up to 200 nautical miles, that is from the coastline. These are called as the exclusive economic zones. Beyond these 200 nautical miles, the seas are no one's. No country has the autonomy or the sovereignty to have the jurisdiction of these high seas. They belong to no one, and everyone has equal rights for navigation purposes, overflight purposes, economic activities, and scientific research or laying of any infrastructure like undersea cables also. So this high seas belongs to no one. So as it is belongs to no one, there might be probability of exploitation of this high seas. So that's why a new treaty is coming up in the form of the treaty to maintain some standards for utilization or the sustainable usage of this high seas. So now let us see what is this treaty is about. It is an international treaty under the UNCLOS, that is United Nations Convention on the Law of Seas. So this BBNJ or the High Seas Treaty is a convention is under this UNCLOS, United Nations Convention on the Law of Seas. And this is also formally called as the Agreement on Conservation and Sustainable Use of Marine Biological Diversity of Areas Beyond National Jurisdiction. In short, it is called as the BBNJ Treaty. This treaty was adopted in the year 2023 and it is open for signature for 2 years. And it will become international legally binding treaty after it enters force 120 days after 60 countries ratifying it. If the 60 countries ratify it and after 120 days, this treaty will become a internationally legally binding treaty. As of June 10th, 2025, 49 countries have ratified this treaty. Only 49 countries have ratified this treaty. But the treaty to become this internationally legally binding treaty or to come into effect, we need the 60 members. That means till 11 countries have to ratify this high seas treaty. And what is the objective of this treaty? That is to ensure the conservation and the sustainable use of this marine biological diversity areas. And this treaty is based on the 4 pillars. The first pillar is that area-based management tools including marine protected areas. It means it aims at establishing It aims at establishment of the well-connected networks of the marine protected areas. So this marine protected areas provides protection for all of the natural resources within it by prohibiting or limiting the certain activities that could harm its biodiversity. So first pillar is that the area-based management tools, including establishment of these marine protected areas, which include the certain activities which harm its biodiversity. And the second one is the equitable sharing of the marine genetic resources. Fair and equitable sharing of the marine genetic resources. So what are these marine genetic resources? This MGR is any material of marine plant, animal, or any microbial or other origin containing functional units of the hereditary of the potential value. And the third one is the capacity building and transfer of marine technology. By sharing the data, how it builds capacity building and transfer of marine technology, that is through sharing of the data and information in user-friendly formats, information dissemination, and developing and strengthening national regulatory frameworks also. Regulatory frameworks. And the fourth one is the mandatory environmental impact assessment. Mandatory environmental impact assessment for evaluating the potential impacts of an activity. For measuring and evaluating the impact of any activity on this high seas, there should be a mandatory environmental impact assessment. So these are the four pillars of the high seas treaty or the BBNJ treaty. Now moving to our fourth topic, that is the Eurasian otter. So why we are discussing this? See, since the 30 years, for 30 years, Eurasian otter. This is the Eurasian otter, once considered as an integral part of the Kashmir's ecosystem, was thought to be extinct in the valley because no one has seen the presence of this Eurasian otter in the valley, Kashmir Valley, and everyone thought that this Eurasian otter is extinct. But, however, recently a rare sighting of the semi-aquatic animal has been reported in the South Kashmir. So that's why we are studying about this Eurasian otter. So this Eurasian otter is a semi-aquatic mammal, which means it lives in the land, the territory, as well as in water, in the marine or the wetland environments. It is distributed across the continents of Asia, North Africa, and the Europe. In India, it is distributed in the northern India, northeast India, and the southern India. In the northern India and northeast, it is in the Himalayan region, and in the southern India, it is in the Western Ghats region. And particularly in Kashmir, this Eurasian otter is locally known as this wooder. And in Kashmir, it is distributed in the Dachigam Lake, Dal Lake, Rambiara stream, on the leader river of the Pahalgam, and the Gurez Valley also. Coming to the habitat, it lives in the highland and lowland lakes, rivers, streams, marshes, swamp forests, and the coastal areas independent of their size. And its protection status, that is the IUCN status, is the near threatened. Coming to the characteristics of this Eurasian otter, it is a carnivorous mammals. Generally feed on the fish and the other aquatic animals. It can grow up to 4 feet and weigh around 10 kgs. It can swim close to the 10 kilometers in an hour and remain submerged in water for a long time. These Eurasian otters show or exhibit the heightened activity during the mornings and the evenings. They are very active during the mornings and the evenings. And there, the Eurasian otter's extremely dense and the water resistant fur makes them to withstand the cold and the fluctuating temperatures. Their fur, which is extremely dense and the water resistant fur, makes them to withstand or survive in the cold and the fluctuating temperatures. And they are social animals that they hunt in the coordinated groups, often forming semicircles to herd fish into the shallows for the easy ambush. So these Eurasian otters are the social animals, often live in groups for hunting the fish. They communicate with others through whistle, chirps, and even screaming also. And these Eurasian otters are the indicator species of this wetland ecosystem. These are the indicator species. If the wetland ecosystem is healthy, we will see the Eurasian otter on that wetland ecosystem. If the wetland ecosystems are not healthy, we do not find any Eurasian otter. So these are the indicator species of the wetland ecosystem. And these Eurasian otters possess extremely high metabolism, which require them to eat constantly to survive. These possess extremely high metabolism. These are about the Eurasian otters. And moving to a final topic, that is the France. Why we are discussing? The France announced plans to ban social media for children under 15 years of age and the sale of knives to minors. So this France is a country in the Western Europe, and here you can see its borders. It is bordered by the Switzerland, Belgium and Luxembourg, Germany, Netherlands, United Kingdom, Andorra, and Spain, and also the Italy and Malta also. And here its maritime borders include Atlantic Ocean and the Mediterranean Sea. We all know that its capital is Paris and it has highest ranges. Mountain regions include Alps and the Pyrenees. The rivers of this France are Rhine, Rhone, Seine and the Loire. And this France is described as the best network state in the world in 2015 because of its presence in every organization or in many organizations. This France is one of the P5 members, that is permanent members of the United Nations Security Council. Is also a member of the G7, NATO, World Trade Organization and the Indian Ocean Commission. This France also hosts headquarters to many organizations like UNESCO, OECD and the Interpol and other organizations also. So that's all for today. Thank you.